Hello everybody, this is Brandon Gibson. I'm the owner and lead developer of the Megalo Global Network. And in this video, it's going to be a little bit lengthy, so stay tuned. It's going to be about a half hour long because I got to go into a lot of details. And I've been putting this off for quite a while. And I get a lot of requests for a video presentation from investors and other companies that are interested in what we have been working on. And instead of writing up a really big book as a presentation, I'm going to do a video presentation because video presentations are easier for people. Like me, I'm a visual learner. I can read all day long, but I'll grasp it better when I'm watching it. And I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people out there like that. So what we are working on is what I refer to as the Megalo Global Network. And I have been building this for 9 years. And I originally started coding in 2003 when I graduated high school. I was working on an old Acer laptop that I had picked up that was running Windows 3.1, and my first programming language was called QBasic. And some of you young folk may not remember or even know what QBasic is, because QBasic was a very, very old programming language that ran on Microsoft DOS and Windows 3.1, which nobody uses that anymore. That's where I started, but I didn't start coding this until 2014. So we have a Megalo Social, which is a social media platform to combat Facebook. And this is my profile here. You can create the profile, you can post pictures, comments, raise funding, voice notes, upload videos, music. You can post anonymously, which is a good thing. You can get tips for your post by people. You can do GIFs. Like my favorite ones are Medea. I love the Medea movies. She's hilarious. Just type in your GIF name, right? There you go. There's a GIF that you just posted. And we have tried and erred on a lot of companies, mainly because I first started off using Amazon Web Services, and since Parler was a social media platform that was competing with Twitter, I think you guys have heard about that, but it lasted maybe a year, had close to 10 million followers when I was last on it. And Amazon Web Services, because they're liberal communist people, didn't like their politics. They enforced free speech, and Amazon didn't like free speech because they're communist run. Now, I'm not a political person. I can care less about who's left or right. I don't get political. I don't care. Politics has no bearing on me or my company. I still exist with or without it because it doesn't have anything to do with me. But they are communist run, and that's why they had decided that they wanted to can Parler. And it wasn't until I saw Parler got killed by Amazon Web Services that I started coming up with the idea for Megalo Web Services. And obviously there's a countdown because the website is still under development. But let's go ahead and look at this, because Megalo Web Services is going to be our main selling point. Yeah, we can go into details about the video sharing platform, the social media platform, but those aren't going to generate revenue right away. Those are something that will take a long time to grow. Hell, Facebook didn't start growing revenue until they had at least, 10 million people, which was like 5 years later after they launched. So let's look at our competitor. HostGator is the biggest and most well-known web hosting company on the planet, mainly because they started in 1996 and they've been around the longest, longer than most of them. And you look at their plans. You got the hatchling plan, which is their smallest. You can only have one website. They give you 10 gigabytes of storage. Not to mention, they also have an inode limit, which is basically a file limit. You can only have up to so many files, right, on your servers. And they limit you to 10 gigabytes of storage. Now, I know that sounds like a lot to some people, but my phone has more storage on it than this. Okay, my phone has 64 gigs of storage. Your max business plan only allows 3 websites, and you get 40 gigs of space. That is their 3 plans. Limited. They are limited. That's my point, limited. Who wants limitations when the universe is limitless? So let's go to the next runner-up, Namecheap. Okay, Namecheap is one of the biggest companies on the planet. Now, Let's go ahead and look at their hosting plan. And we are not shared, we are cloud. We operate like a shared hosting service, but we are a cloud service, okay? Here is their main seller. For $2.98 a month, you can get a domain name, unlimited websites, and unmetered SSD. But what they don't tell you until after you buy this, and we use these people for a very long time, and their servers are crap. We used them for a very long time before building Megalo Web Services, and they don't tell you that they have a 300,000 file limit. I know 300,000 sounds like a lot to the untrained eye, but WordPress alone, without your website, with just the installation of WordPress, holds 54,000 files. And then you have your website on top of it, which will hold another 20,000 files. And that's just for a basic template. So you got 54,000 files plus 20,000 files, and you almost reached your 100,000 files. And you get 5 or 6 more websites on there with an equal amount of files, and you're going to pretty much clog up your server. So that's Namecheap, and that's HostGator. There's our news network. So what we are doing is removing the limitations. As it says here, at Megalo Web Services, we remove all the limitations of our competitors, making us truly unlimited. And I want to stand by that, because Namecheap only allows you to send 100 emails an hour. If you run a newsletter, that's crap. NewsBinge Media alone sends out 9 million newsletters a month. So that's how many emails we send out. And we have DKIM support as well, which makes it where your newsletter doesn't get spammed. That's what that is. It's a security thing to verify the email address sent from your newsletter, so you can not end up in a spam folder on Google, because that's where Google will send it without that verification. So we have that integrated into our servers. Not to mention, we don't use cPanel. We use Megalo CP. We have our own web hosting control panel. And we don't put file limits or anything on our servers. You literally have unmetered cloud server space. So we're going to log into the Megalo control panel. This is what it looks like. You got your edge caching, which is imagine we have a main data center that's down in Dallas, Texas. But we have 100 more all around the world that are just cached images of the Dallas data center. So your site on edge caching will end up identical in every other data center around the world. It is just a cached location. So people in Europe, when they're looking at your site, they're going to view it from the Europe cache, which is just a mirror of the Dallas cache. Okay? The Dallas is the main hub. We have file managers. You can upload your files, extract files, move files, FTP accounts. Web builder, that's an integrated website builder, security headers, block visitors. You can literally block visitors from another country. Like on Megalo Social, we block all users from India because we don't like scammers and we don't want those people on the platform, so we will literally block an entire country. DMARC Wizard and DKIM settings right here are the two that will secure your newsletters, create emails, autoresponders, do everything on here that you can do on cPanel, as well as you can check your mail logs, your website statuses, password protection, shell access, manage your DNS settings, your domains, your subdomains. And then down here we have a micro store of pre-built software. These are all PHP scripts built by developers, and normally you'd find this in the cPanel Soft Aculus installer, which is basically a paid software store, but this one is free. We don't charge anything for it. Create a blog, and OS Commerce to start your e-commerce, your online shopping network. You can use any of these programs for free. Roundcube for your webmail. This is what our control panel looks like. And everybody has access to this when they buy a server. And this is what's going to make us such a big selling point in the hosting world, because like I showed you earlier, our competitors have limitations on their servers. And nobody likes limitations. Nobody wants that. So we offer truly unlimited web hosting, which means you don't have to worry about limitations that the other competitors put on you. And that's why we're going to be such a good selling point. And everybody gets one account. Okay? We have one server for everybody. We're not doing Hatchling and Business and Premium like HostGator and Namecheap do. We're not using limited here, limited there, and then you get your unlimited over here. No, we want everybody to have unlimited because everybody deserves unlimited. Nobody wants to worry about whether or not they've hit their quota and have to upgrade next month because they get too many users. So we literally started selling this. We charge a $25 setup fee. Let's go ahead and use our domain as an example. You type in your domain. Okay. Oh, sorry. Existing domain. Click use, which we're already using it, so it's good, but it's going to pull in the menu anyway. Okay. $180 annually, which averages out to $15 a month for the service, plus the $25 setup fee. $360 for every 2 years, $540 for every 3 years. Plus the $25 activation fee on each of them. And that's not $25 for the whole, for each month. That's just $25 in general. And that's what our servers are going to run. And you'll have a server for a year and not have to worry about that ever again. But not to mention, we also have another technology that we're going to be unleashing soon, which, believe it or not, our internet service beats Verizon. We are using Verizon's towers and Verizon's equipment, and we are better than Verizon. Can you believe that? I talked to Verizon about their home internet, and they're like, oh, we don't service your area. Actually, they don't service half of Springfield, Missouri. All the areas that I've checked in this town are solidly booked up and can't be sold. And they limit you to so much data each month, which I think is 300 gigs a month. Tried to go to T-Mobile. T-Mobile's home internet box was crap. It conked out after a week. So we partnered with another company who's literally a white label provider. And for $129 a month, you're going to be able to get truly unlimited internet access on a Verizon network. And I have been using their internet service for 3 months now. And we pulled down about 2 terabytes of data last month alone. And the box just kept on rocking strong. It didn't slow down to 3G. It didn't bog down because it ran out of data or high-speed data and it slowed down to 3G like some of these companies do. Like, they'll say, hey, you get so much, you get unlimited data. Yeah, but what they don't tell you is you only get 100 gigabytes of high-speed data. Then it goes down to 3G, which is unlimited. And 3G is slower than dial-up. I've used dial-up as a child. I know how slow dial-up is. Even DSL is slower than... It is even slower than DSL when T-Mobile did that. Their box after 100 gigs slowed down to 3G and barely crawled for the rest of the month. Our services are guaranteed to be truly unlimited. And once again, I'm going to live up to that word, which is what's going to make Megalo Web Services so powerful. Because we want the best for our customers. In order to provide the best, we have to be better than the competition, even though we're using the competition's network. Irony, right? So let's go ahead and go to YouTube. Let's look at the Megalo videos sites. So, as you can see, we have numerous platforms. Sorry. And these are the ones that aren't going to pay off the quickest. The web hosting and the technology services will pay off the fastest. And our overhead is already paid, so we don't have to worry about overhead, which means we can grow as much revenue as we want, and it's all capital. There's no overhead anymore. So if we make $1 million, that's $1 million in profit. And that's why this video is going to be so important. Let's go ahead and do our video hosting thing. We got a YouTube competitor too. We're also working on a search engine to compete with Google. let's say Dire Straits. I'm a big Dire Straits fan. Okay, you want to import a video from YouTube. Money for Nothing's a great song. Copy the URL. Sorry, I got to turn it down because I don't want it causing interference with the microphone. And I just logged into my account. You can either upload a video like you would on YouTube, or you can import the video itself from YouTube, and that means it'll copy it over to your account. Sorry, the other browser's still playing for some stupid reason. Firefox does that. When you close it out, it'll still play. Stupid. And there it is. Your YouTube video is now imported directly into the Megalo Videos platform. Then, to avoid censorship, you can take it and post it on Megalo Social. Because we want to drive traffic to Megalo Videos, we have blocked all YouTube videos on Megalo Social, which means you now have to import them to Megalo Videos in order to post them on Megalo Social. And we have a video embedding as well. And Rumble actually embeds the videos. Rumble is another YouTube video sharing site, but they don't monitor and track users, which is why we don't have an import system for them. The biggest reason why I chose, just pick a video. I don't even really get on here very much. Copy the share button. Copy it. I don't even know what the video is about. I really don't care. Post it. There it is. And now the video is playable within the system.
Oh no, we're embarrassed.
Obviously, they put commercials on their stuff. We will eventually too.
But our mess is your...
How to kill all mosquitoes in the area in 90 seconds. This simple but brilliant trick you can
see how it plays inside the video? It plays inside. Oh, it's a game. Awesome. Apparently, I just copied a video game, and some nerd standing there in his video. I don't like people that do that. That's how Megalo Social and Megalo Videos works. And we are working on a lot more than just this. We have a bank that we're going to be putting into plan, a Megalo Bank, which is a financial institution, not an actual bank. Therefore, we don't have to report our users' income and deposits to an IRS like the normal bank would. Megalo Cash App is another one, which is going to be our money system. These are all ones that I don't have online yet. News Binge Media is our news network. And you can see our web services deal there, our own advertisement for our web hosting. And that's our network is hosted on our own servers. So since we host our network on our own equipment, might as well share our space with other people who want to have a unbiased, privacy ready web hosting company. But yeah, this is all imported articles. I obviously write some of them. There's an awesome restaurant here in Springfield. There's another review that we do. We go to restaurants and do reviews. I wrote an article today about why not to do business in India. And this is another area of the business that I want to stress. And I don't want anybody thinking that we're being racist, because we're not. That's an article I wrote recently about not doing business in India. And this is why we don't hire outside the United States. One, yes, it is so much cheaper to hire people in India. But 90% of all the businesses in India are scam call centers. They're all scammers out there. And we want to bring jobs back to the American people, not take them away. Which is why we only do business. We hire people in the United States, but we will do business all over the globe. Somebody in Europe or France, Germany, or even India can buy a web server from us. But we will not hire anybody outside the U.S., mainly because, one, we are committed to bringing jobs back to the American people. But at the same time, we don't want to deal with the complications of international laws. And the biggest reason we don't hire people in Africa, the Middle East, and India, and now China's on that book, is because of scammers. We don't want scammers on the network. We don't want scammers promoting the company, because then that makes us look like scammers. And 90% of all those countries are scammers. They have entire call centers dedicated to scamming. That all they do is pretend to be the IRS and scam you out of your fine. They say, you must pay so many dollars to avoid going to jail. And you think you're going to go to jail because you're a 90-year-old lady who don't know no better. And next thing you know, you're forking over all your SSI or Social Security money that month to a scammer in order to keep yourself from going to jail. But you're never going to end up in jail because you don't actually owe the IRS. That's what they do. That's all they do. We don't want that crap around us. Sorry, but we don't. Now, if you're of Indian blood, I'm sorry if this offends you, but if you're stateside and you have a legal ability to work in the U.S. with a citizenship, I don't care if you work for us, but it has to be inside the United States. Sorry, but that's the way it is. You want to work for us? Come to the United States. We won't do any kind of green card sponsorship, but once you get citizenship here or the legal ability to work, we will hire you. Fine. Everybody gets paid a commission of 50%. So let's go ahead and do a little calculator. Let's say the server the cheapest server that we have is what, $180? Exactly, $180. Let's divide it by 2. If you're a reseller, you just made $90 commission on that one sale. And at the end of the year, when that person renews that plan, you'll get a 15% commission on that one sale. So you'll get commission regardless whenever they pay up their next bill. And the more you sell, the more you earn. $90 is quite a bit of money to people who, live dollar to dollar. Sorry, but it is. And if you want to become a reseller, we're always looking for resellers, but they have to be stateside. I'm not going to stress that enough. Anyway, this is a brief video so far on what all has been done and what progress I've made in the last 9 years. And we got a lot more to go because we have 1,000 platforms going online that I haven't even started on yet. This is just the beginning. God bless everybody.